Hello and welcome to Keto Homestead with Jess. How's everybody doing? I see we have sunflower pepper in here. Christ is the answer. Hello.
There's tons of great food all over Ohio.
I forgot to mute my YouTube. I'm just waiting for some more people to hop in and give it a couple more minutes. StreamYard and YouTube is lagging big time tonight. If you have the ability, please share me out. I would appreciate it. Hey, Joe Morgan, how you doing? Good to see you. We're just waiting for a few people to hop in, and then we'll get started. Hope everything is well for everybody in here. Hello and welcome. Is it or? Let me know how to pronounce that. Sorry. I'm doing okay. Been a day, but got all the stuff done. Awesome. That's all that matters, as long as you got something accomplished today, right? People are just getting off work, so the noise, the background noise, I'm sorry, it's crazy loud. You're not far from me, PA. I'm in Ohio. Just waiting on a couple people to come in. I'm going to get me some lemonade real quick before we start. It's pretty nice here in Ohio. I believe it was 71 degrees most of the day. No rain. It's been raining like crazy, so I was really happy that there was no rain today. Sunflower pepper, hello. Gemma, hello. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you, girls. We're just waiting around, chit-chatting, waiting for people to hop in. We got 7 people in here now. Awesome. Oh, it's supposed to be Lori. Okay. That's all right. Rain all day here in Maryland. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Sunflower pepper. Hello, Brenda. Thanks for coming in. For all you just popping in, if you can, please share me out. I would really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up. So today we are going to do elderflower. Elderflower, it says Tincture Tuesday, but technically we're going to do an elixir. And the only difference between an elixir and a tincture is in an elixir, we're going to add some honey to it. And in a tincture, it's just alcohol, vodka. Also, I need to inform everybody that I am not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. Anything I do on my channel is for my own personal use. If you want to follow along and do what I do, please do your research. Read the disclaimer below in my description, and just know I am learning along with you. I do all my own research. Thank you, Gemma. I do all my own research, and I look everything up before I do anything with any type of herbs or wild edibles. So I just advise that anybody else that would like to do this, do the same thing. Let's see, what else do I got? So the reason for elderflower for me, what perked my interest is it's an anti-inflammatory. It also, what everybody knows the berries are for coughs and colds and stuff like that. But the flower is really good for the same purposes. They're just as high in vitamin C. They have lots of antioxidants in them. And they promote blood circulation, and they're packed with vitamins A, B, C, and E. And if there's any more information you would like on that, I do have a description about the tincture or elixir, the elderberry elixir. Moonface, hello and welcome. It's okay. It's all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We've got 8 people in here. We've got 11 thumbs up. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my PC so you can see me. And if anybody hops in, please say hello to them. Make them welcome here. I can't always get over to the PC to read the comments, so please help me out and welcome anybody new that comes in. All right, so I have planted 2 elderberry trees about 3 years ago, and they're about 12 foot tall. Wouldn't you say, babe? Oh, he's not even in there. I think they're about like 12 feet tall now. They need to be trimmed this fall. All right, so what I have here is my elderberry flower, honey, and 80 proof vodka. If you can get 90 proof, that would be even better, but I went the cheap route and got the 80 proof. Also with the honey, obviously raw, organic, naturally grown honey would be better. I don't have access to that right now, so I just have store-bought. It does say it's 100% pure, raw, and unfiltered honey. So we'll see. And then here are the elderflowers that I picked today. And one of the things that I researched is that you have to be careful with the stems because the stems can be poisonous. Can you guys still hear and see me? It flickered. Make that 12. So what you do, like the little stems are fine. It doesn't matter about the little stems, but the bigger stems, it does. So I'm just going to cut off the bigger stems. And that's how I'm going to do it. And I am doing a 1/2 pint jar because it's just me and my husband. We don't need that much. And because I'm just learning as well. So I think this will be plenty for us. Anything I have left over, I also want to dry for later use. I always, no matter what I'm working with, I always pick fresh. And then I also make sure I have enough so that I can make dry herbs later on. So say during the winter, if I run out of this, Then I'll have dried elderberry flowers, and I can make another batch during the winter time if I need to. Another tip is when you're out picking elderberry flowers or elderberries, make sure that you identify them correctly. There are false elderberries out there, so you want to make sure you have exactly what you know what it is. And that's for any medicinal or herb or anything that you're hunting for. And that's basically why I bought and planted my own elderberry, so I knew exactly what I had and what I was working with. Another tip is to make sure that you're not picking every bloom of flower that you get on your elderberry bush, because these flowers are what turns into the berry. So if you way over harvest, you're not going to get berries. So make sure you leave some. All right, and I think that's pretty good. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to check the chat. Hello, Moonlight Gypsy. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And what I will do with the rest of these is I have an old screen that goes to a window from my mother-in-law's house. And I will lay these out in a single layer on the screen and let them dry out on their own. And then I can store those in a mason jar dry. And like I said, I can use them for later use. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my honey and just pour that over top. Let that soak in. I personally am going to take a wooden skewer, try to stir that up a little bit, so every bit of my elderflower is covered in honey. And then I'm going to take my vodka. Hey, Red Burning Fires, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Take my vodka and just pour that over top. I'm going to fill this to the top. And then I went ahead and grabbed a paper towel with some white vinegar on it because I did get a little bit of honey on the top and I don't want this to be sticky. And I thought I had everything out. I guess I don't. That's not gonna work. Nope. Okay, so I've got this plastic lid, and I was thinking if I shaked it with the plastic lid, it might spill. So now I'm kind of nervous. We're going to see. So we're just going to incorporate all this together. All right, hit that spill. Woohoo! And then, oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and mark my jar, Elderflower elixir. And I'm going to go ahead and date that. Isn't that pretty? Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Super pretty, super easy. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this in a dark cabinet. And then every day I will go ahead and get in there and give it a shake for 6 to 8 weeks. Hey, Pafford Homestead, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Harvey Black, hello and welcome. So it's as simple as that. Tinctures are really easy to make. Elixirs are really easy to make. The whole purpose of this is to help stock an apothecary cabinet, bring awareness, and help people be able to take care of themselves, because we don't need to depend on anybody else. So far, I'll give you a little show what I've done so far. Some of these I've done lives on, some of them I've done videos on, and some of them I haven't done at all. My apothecary cabinet is growing pretty quick, and so far I have lilac tincture. I have mint spirit. Is this the spearmint? Yes, this is the spearmint tincture I did. I've done mullein leaf, which I just put in the incubator. I put in the dehydrator and dehydrated. So that's mullein leaf. I've got dehydrated peppermint leaves. In Ohio, it gets pretty extremely cold here, so my peppermint will die off in the winter, and that is why I went ahead and dehydrated that. These are onion tops from my onions. I cut them back, and I went ahead and dehydrated those. I have some basil leaf, and with the smaller herbs that I am growing, this is the first year I've done an herb garden, and with the smaller herbs, I just clip off a little bit at a time, dehydrate it, and then I'll just keep continuing to fill these jars as I go. We've got borage flowers that I have been also saving. I don't have very much yet, but a little bit every day makes progress. And then also my sour cherries. The cherry trees that I have, I pick those as they're coming on, and I will dehydrate those and then put them in a jar, and I can use those for later recipes also. Let's see what the chat is saying. Yes, Moon Phase, you need to order some glycerin. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. My lilac tincture is still waiting for glycerin. I hope I can still add it. I don't see why you couldn't. It'll be fine. I've got to make some plankton leaf tincture. Yes. I was actually walking the property today and looking at all the plankton in the yard and out in the field, and I got to do the same. I need to start harvesting some plankton. Hey, Heritage Heart Homestead, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. Oh, that's okay. We're not going to be on too long anyways. I've already got the tincture done. We're just sitting here chatting. Do you dehydrate herbs in a dehydrator? I do red burning fire. It depends on the herb. Like the basil leaf and the mullein and bigger leaves like that, I will dehydrate in the dehydrator. Now for smaller things like thyme and dill and rosemary, now those I actually hang and let air dry. So I'll show you. Like I said, I just started my herb garden this year, so it's not really huge yet, and I am just harvesting as I go. So far, I've gotten, here is the dill, and it's hanging and drying. It's almost there. And then I have some rosemary. And then, I don't know if I can pull this one down. Above us, nope, can't see it. Above us, I have some thyme leaves hanging. I can't pull it down because I tied it up with fish wire or fish string, fish line, whatever you call it. So it's tied up there pretty good. Hey, Sherry, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. Oh, thank you, Heritage Heart Homestead. I appreciate that. So yeah, I hope that everybody is following along. I hope you're all making your own tinctures and stocking your own apothecary cabinet. This has been a long time dream of mine. I just want all the herbs. I want all the tinctures, and that's just, I don't know. That's always been a huge dream of mine. But I've always been too intimidated to do it because obviously I didn't want to hurt myself or others. But I'm taking it one herb at a time and learning as much as I can on that one thing. Hey, Miscellaneous, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. You be careful driving and lurking. Oh, that's okay, Emily. It's good to see you, though. Thanks for coming in. So one of my other passions is collecting medicine bottles, like the old style glass medicine bottles. I love them. And one day, I have lots of them. I do lots of yard sales and things like that. I just need to start working on getting corks and lids and things like that. But I have ubers and ubers of little medicine bottles. And that is my goal to, once the tinctures are sitting and done, after 6 to 8 weeks, I will start filling up little bottles like this and labeling them. And then I will know exactly what I have. And I think it'll be really cute. Yes, one at a time. I'm trying. I just don't want to get too overwhelmed. There's just so many wild edibles. There's so many herbs. And there's just so much information to learn out there. I hope I sent you a blue glass. Is that Vicks bottle? Yeah, Vicks. Yeah, that's what. So these bottles here that I have in front of me were actually gifted to me by Moon Phase. Awesome little bottles. They are just like the cutest. This one is a Vicks bottle. And this one here is a ball and claw. And it's actually a bitters. This is some type of bitter that they put in this. So that's really awesome. Hey, the milkmaid, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Stars Prepper, welcome. You fell into the dishwasher. I hope you're okay. Geesh. What can we put in them? Is that what you're asking, Moon Phase? I am actually been reading up on different salves that I want to make, and that was my idea for the Vicks bottles. I have actually a couple of these, so I'm thinking about doing like maybe a comfrey salve, maybe an elderberry flower salve. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking on it. The elderberry, when I was researching the elderflowers, they also mentioned that it is really, really good for skin. So maybe one of these days, once I get into salves and balms and things like that, we'll go over these jars and what we'll fill up with them. Is anybody following along and doing an apothecary cabinet with me? I know Moon Phase 5 is trying to. I don't know if anybody else is. Thank you, Milkmaid. I know, I love these bottles. I have like a deep obsession with little bottles. I don't know. Any ideas to get corks though? I am gonna have to take a trip to like Hobby Lobby and see if they sell like different size corks and things like that, or little, like this bottle is a screw top bottle, so I'll have to see if they have like lids that'll fit that. Let me know, because I gotta use up my bottles too. Oh yeah, I definitely will. Hey Brian, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. You too, Milkmaid. I'm trying to with my herbs, and they are not as far as long as long as yours. I can't talk tonight. My herbs are actually pretty small too, so I'm just taking small clippings of each one, like a branch here and there, and then I'm just adding it to the bushel that I have hanging up. So I'm just trying to do a little bit every single day, whether that's with the elderflower or the borage flowers or anything like that. And as the months go on, the days go on, you know, everything will start producing, just like the vegetable garden. Everything will get bigger and fuller, and we'll be able to harvest a lot more. Yeah, I don't even know. I've never even searched to find where I would get corks from or anything like that, so we'll see. Ooh, Milkmaid, that's a good idea. I wonder if you could cut down a cork to size. I don't know. I don't see why not. I got the tiny mason jars with lids. I'm going to start in those. Awesome. That's what you should do, Stars Prepper. The mason jar that I use tonight is a 1/2 pint. So I'm not like the elderberry flowers are actually pretty small, so you have to harvest quite a bit. I didn't want to make a whole quart size, so that's why I went with a 1/2 pint. Oh, Stars Pepper confirmed. Hobby Lobby does have corks. If you have winemaking supply store, you may find corks there. Huh. I don't think we have any locally. I'm not sure. Keto Mama, thanks for coming in. Welcome. I've worked with herbs and EOs since the 70s making skincare. Oh, that's awesome, Stephanie. See, we got some amazing people in the chat. Like I said, I'm just learning myself, so any input is always welcome. Any advice is awesome. Just catching up with the chat. I don't know, Stephanie, would you be up for something like that, an interview? Hey, Angela, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. Yeah, that would be awesome. Like I said, I'm more than welcome, more than happy to have anybody up for an interview that is knowledgeable in herbs or tinctures or skincare. It's awesome. Yeah, it would be cool. I love talking about stuff like this. Trying to learn new things all the time, and it just makes it a lot easier when you're either learning with somebody else or there's somebody out there more knowledgeable than you that can teach you. It's always great. Hopefully Stephanie's still in here and listening to us. Oh, that's awesome. The milkmaid says, I'll give it a try. I got some corks a friend gave me. Oh, okay. Stephanie says she's not set up for audio or video. Well, if in the future you ever do get set up for audio or video, please reach out to me. My email is in my About section on my YouTube page, and I would love to interview you. Yeah, that is a bummer. Yes, another good thing is to make natural deodorant. Do you make that yourself, Moonlight Gypsy? Maybe I'll give somebody else a heart attack here in my chat. Maybe I can get Moon Phase 5 to get up on the panel and do a live chat with me sometime. Moon Phase 5. Did you hear me? Hey, Virginia Roots. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. It's okay. So I guess I should probably take that tincture out or the elixir out for people that are just popping in. It turned out really pretty. I love the color. This is the elderberry elixir. We've got elderberry flowers in here, honey, and 80 proof vodka. And we're going to let this sit for 6 to 8 weeks and let it infuse. We'll shake it every day, once a day, and keep it in a dark cabinet. And then it will be ready to be strained out and put into another bottle. Yeah, it's all right. A lot of people were late. It's all good. You had me sweating for a second. No, I'm just joking. You're all good. Thank you, Brian. All Stephanie out of here. Have a good night, Stephanie. Thanks for coming in. I'm trying to keep up with the chat on StreamYard, and StreamYard is horrible. I'm going to switch over to YouTube, and YouTube's lagging. Moon Phase 5 say, what? I said, maybe in the future you would like to come up on my panel and talk with me. Oh. I can't use the ones with baking soda, so I'm going to try when I have some playtime to do the ones without baking soda. I've researched making homemade deodorant, but I've never done it yet. And the reason that is because it makes me kind of nervous. I sweat a lot, and I tried, it was like a natural deodorant. It's that crystal deodorant that's supposed to work. It does not work. My husband was not happy with me. And then I've also tried to make my own homemade laundry detergent, and that didn't work out. The laundry detergent I went with was Nels. I can't say it. Nels Thapa is what you use in the laundry detergent I tried. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Hey, Red Road Silent. Oh, yeah. Hello and welcome. Thanks for coming in. I got people popping in. I can't keep up with the chat. Red Road Homestead. I'm sorry about that. Hello and welcome. What if you can't or don't do alcohol? Is there anything else you can use? I'm not sure, because the alcohol is what actually infuses and brings out the medicine properties. So I'm not sure. That's something you'd have to look up, something I'd have to look up. If anybody else knows in the chat, please let us know. Rain here all day in Virginia. Yuck. Hey, Gardener Josh, thanks for coming in. Hello and welcome. I walked away for a few and missed everyone coming in. Hello, everyone. Firefly Farm. Hello. Welcome. Himalayan rock salt can be used for deodorant. I'll have to look that up, Virginia. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat because they went flying by. Apple cider vinegar to make tincture and place the alcohol. There you go. That's right. I knew that. I completely forgot about apple cider vinegar and Moon Phase 5. Thank you. Some people make glycerin or vinegar for extracting properties, but may not extract it all. Yeah, one of the, it was the lilac tincture. I didn't do a video or live on it, but me and Moon Phase 5 did a tincture behind the scenes together, and it was the lilac tincture, and it was half vodka and half glycerin, the vegetable glycerin, and that was the first time I had used the vegetable glycerin. All right, I'm gonna get back on StreamYard because YouTube is so far behind. The chat's not far behind, but the actual video is behind. So did anybody else make the elderflower tincture with me? I know a lot of you popped in late, and that's okay, but is there anybody out there that made this with me or plan on going back and watching and making it with me? Let me know. Now, next Tuesday, I got to come up with something else. Is there any suggestions of a tincture that anybody would like to see? Hopefully, whatever the suggestion is, I have it available on the property, because that's what I'm doing. I'm using whatever is here that I can either forage for or that I have grown and making tinctures out of. I'll definitely go back to watch your tinctures as my herbs grow. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Virginia. I have been listening. I am making my painkiller right now with native lettuce. Awesome. I've looked for native lettuce around my area and I still haven't found any. The native lettuce, comfrey, and yarrow are 3 things I cannot find locally yet. I'll keep searching though. That's okay, miscellaneous. Ooh, the milkmaid and nasturtium leaves. I actually have them growing. They haven't bloomed yet, but I do have nasturtiums growing. Super excited. This is my first year growing them. Nope, no wild calamite either, or at least not that I know of. How is your herb garden, Jess? It's doing good. It's doing really good. I was scared there for a minute. My rosemary wasn't liking where I had it planted, so I dug it up and planted it somewhere else. And I trimmed it up quite a bit. The bottom leaves of the rosemary were dying out, so I was really worried it was going to die. But once I gave it a haircut and moved it, it's really gotten big now and is doing healthy. I just use the leaves. My goodness, they taste heavenly awesome. Turmeric, Moonlight Gypsy suggests. I'll have to see. I'll have to do some research on that. I don't have any turmeric root. I do have turmeric powder, so I don't know if that would work the same. I just ordered yarrow seeds a couple years ago. They come back every year. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to have to do, Red Road. I'm going to have to get a list of herbs written down so I know exactly what I want and need. Aussie Mom, hello and welcome. Thanks for coming in. Hi, Sarsko. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. See, the thing with turmeric for me is my body. I would love to use turmeric, and I've tried and tried and tried. And the reason for is because I have back issues and the inflammation and the pain in my back. I really wanted to be able to use turmeric and black pepper. And I tried and tried and tried, and every time I do it, it just makes me deathly sick. So I am one of those odd people that cannot use turmeric. Yes, Milkmaid. Echinacea tincture is another one that I can't wait to try. I planted echinacea for the first time this year. I did do some research on it. It says it takes a year for it to come up, though. So I guess I have to wait until next year to be able to make tinctures. Yes, I dehydrated mine into a powder and place it in jars in case someone. Okay, that's awesome. I just got ginger to grow indoors. Now I want to try it. That is awesome. How fun. I've never grown ginger or turmeric before. The closest thing to that I've grown is horseradish. Moon phase 5. You didn't get to plant your echinacea seeds? I don't think it's too late. I would get them in the ground as soon as you can because they're not going to bloom until next year anyways. I've got a kitty sleeping on my head. Aww. I cheated. I ordered the roots bulk while I waited for mine to mature. Third year roots have the most. Okay. So I might have to do that instead of waiting for them to grow and just order some. I have garlic, ginger, and lemon and raw honey ready to ferment for the first time, probably individually first. Awesome. Ooh, go back up. Christ is the answer. Hello and welcome. I just had a shoulder accident and all of my ribs hurt so and chest. Y'all, God bless. Just stop for support. I am so sorry to hear that. Christ is the answer. I hope you feel better, and thank you so much for taking the time out to come over here and say hi to all of us. You didn't have to do that, but I thank you so much, and I hope you heal quickly. Oh, you're welcome, Brenda. I hope you do. I think it's a really good thing to learn. Any skill that you can learn to add to your toolbox per se, I think is amazing. Not only that, it's knowledge that you can pass down to generation. And I think if I was to leave a legacy, I would want to leave a legacy of how to homestead and how to can and, how to make my own medicine and things like that. Virginia roots. Are there any herbs that do not translate well to tincture? Honestly, Virginia roots, I am so new at this too. This is my first year doing all this. The purposes of this was not only to give myself some courage to start doing my own apothecary cabinet, but to hopefully encourage other people too. I don't know the answer to that, and I'm sorry. There's probably a lot of answers I don't have, but hopefully I'll learn that knowledge along the way, and hopefully you will too. Hopefully we'll have some more knowledgeable people popping in the chat that can answer some of the questions. Brian is asking, is it too late to grow them? To grow what? The echinacea? I'm not sure. I must have missed something. Gardner Josh, Jess, do you have Facebook? Yes, I do have Facebook. All my links are on my About page. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. I am on TikTok. Although I may feel a little silly being on TikTok, but I am on there. Catching up with the chat. What is the basis for most tinctures? No, you don't boil at all in the tinctures. It's tinctures are 80 to 90 proof vodka. You can also use apple cider vinegar, but 80 to 90 proof vodka, and you let whatever herb you're tincturing sit for 6 to 8 weeks and letting it infuse into that alcohol. You're welcome, Sherry. Thanks for coming in. What's it say? At Aussie Mom, homestead, I dry, generally, then an alcohol. Okay. See, and that's why I'm doing both. Milkmaid, like I'll make the tincture now with fresh, and then whatever I have left over. Like, see here, I have all these elderflowers left over, and I'll just let these air dry, and then I can use this whenever I need it later on. So I'll also have dry herbs too. All the ginger. Okay. Brian was wanting to know if it's too late to start the ginger. I'm not sure. I've never tried growing ginger. So Red Road would probably have a better answer for you. Yes, Brian, we learn something new every day. Oh, wow, vodka. I had no idea my kind of tincture. Well, and that's the thing. When you're making tincture or anything like this, you want to treat it as a medicine. So when I'm going to do, what I'm figuring about doing is when I do tinctures, I am going to store them in medicine bottles, like tincture bottles. Watch out, Leela. For the bigger batches that I make, will go into bottles like this. I also have a couple droppers that I can put on here instead of this lid. And with tinctures, you should only do about a half of a dropper full to a full dropper full. And it's different for everybody. Basically, you're going to have to experiment and see what works best for you. Brian's asking, Jess, do you ever freeze dry anything? No. I wouldn't mind freeze drying stuff, but I did look into freeze dryers, and they are just out of this world expensive, and it does not look like it's going to be in my future anytime soon. So I don't mind dehydrating and canning and things like that and freezing. So I will just stick to what I know right now. It depends on what tincture you're doing, Aussie Mom. When I've done research, some of them last anywhere 5 to 7 years. And then there's others that only last like 6 to 7 months. So it depends. That's another thing that everybody should be researching when they're doing these tinctures or herbs. Really look into if it's the right one for you and how long that shelf life is. I've never heard of tincture going bad because of the alcohol. Yeah, you're right, Moonphase. The alcohol is a preservative and it should never go bad. I think what I was reading a couple weeks ago is that sometimes, depending on the herb, it loses its potency. So I don't know. Yes, I do. I have many books. I have lots and lots of herbal books. I also talk about, I have an app on my phone. It's called Picture This. I love that app. It is not always 100% accurate, and that's why I have books to reference as well. And then I also have a lot of friends here on YouTube that do wild edibles and herbs that I go to also for reference. So I'm always comparing all three resources that I have back and forth. And that's another thing everybody should be doing too. Don't just take my word for it or anybody else's word for it or Google's word for it. You got to be out there and be diligent of learning your own information and researching. Brian, yeah. Herbal books, I think, are the best to have because you can go back and reference them over and over again. Most of my herbal books I get from a secondhand bookshop, and I found some really good finds in there for pretty cheap. I think the most I've ever paid in the secondhand bookshop is $1.75 for my books. They also have brand new books in there, and every once in a blue moon I'll splurge and get, a brand new book, but mainly it's used books that I use. Yes, Red Burning Fires says, I love to find a good reference book for herbs, tinctures, and such. I have books on herbs, but would love a book on tinctures. Can anyone suggest one? Yeah, really good price, Brian. You're welcome, Red Road. Thank you for coming in. It was good to see you, and thank you for all your input. I really appreciate it. Aussie Mom, me and Moonphase have been really on the hunt for specifically just an herbal tincture book, and we haven't been able to find one yet. A lot of the herb books that we have come across either have just a couple of tincture recipes and then other things in there, but we haven't specifically found one herbal book that is just on tincture recipes. But if anybody in the chat or anybody else knows of one, feel free to let us know. Hey, Arc Wildman Survival, thanks for coming in. He might know. Do you know of any books that are specifically around tincture recipes, Arc? Holistic Health and Healing is a good book. Just the basics of the herbs are what the herbs are for. I love used bookstores. I do too. Red Burning Fires. I love them. Somebody else had a question. Where did it go? Do you know anything with dandelions? Yeah, dandelions are full of vitamins and nutrition. They're really good for you. Dandelions, the flower, you can actually eat. You can put in salads and things like that. What I am waiting for is the fall so I can harvest the dandelion root. You want to harvest the root in the fall because you're going to get the most medical properties from it. And then I can make all kinds of stuff with dandelion root, like tinctures and I can't think right now. But I did a lot of research on dandelions. So I'm excited this year to harvest those roots and see what we come up with. Aussie Mom says, I will start searching for one and see what I can find. Let you know if I come across anything. All right, that's awesome. Thank you, Aussie Mom. Yes, always is a great place to find good books also. I've searched them quite a bit though. Stars Pepper for I don't know, herbal remedies and things like that. And I haven't quite found anything that looked too appealing to me. They're like more of a new age thing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like more of the folklore and the old timer recipes and things like that. So I tend to, when I shop for herbal books and stuff like that, I tend to look for ones that are older, set in, I don't know, the 50s and 60s. The Milkmaid says, my favorite herb book is The Homesteader's Herbal Companion by Amy Farrell. I have to look that one up. It is good to see everybody tonight. What are you doing, Keela? Huh? My dog is pacing the floor tonight for some reason. I put a book on herbs in that folder, and I can also get the one to download, and I will look in a little bit for the ones for tinctures. I'm pretty sure we have one, or I can get one. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, Emily, I have what did I go into that file for the other day? Oh, seed saving. So I've been doing a lot of research lately on the seed saving and how to save each seed out of the garden. So my focus has been on that, and I completely forgot about looking into the herbal books on there. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Ark Wildman says, I may have some somewhere, just have to look. Everybody's saying hi to Ark Wildman. If you don't know Ark Wildman, please go check out his channel. He is awesome. He does a lot of wild edibles and teaches me all kinds of things. So everyone, we've been on for about an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and end this one. I'll show you Ark before I go, though. Here's the Elderflower elixir I made here on the live. Peter Dell, hello and welcome. Peter says, hello, everyone, and best wishes. I'm doing that brandy he showed. Awesome. Ark just got out of the river. You're welcome, the Milkmaid. I hope you caught a lot of stuff today, Ark. I'm going to have to go back and watch your stuff. I haven't had a chance to lately. Yeah, isn't he the Milkman? He is definitely living the life. But you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I got more stuff to do. I got to put these elderflowers up on my screen and get them ready to dry out. And get me a hot cup of mint tea, chocolate mint tea, and relax for the evening until I got to start another busy day on the homestead. But I want to thank you all for coming in and showing me some support. Hopefully you learned something along with me as I'm learning as well. And I hope you all just stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I will see you next time. You have a great evening.